Hello everybody. I know it's been well over a year, I think, since I made an update video, and it is way long overdue, and I've really wanted to make one for a while, and I feel really bad that I haven't because I did not realize I'd get so many people watching my gallbladder surgery videos and so many people asking for updates. But the truth is, I have not been doing the best for the past 5 months. I've had some new GI issues come up, and I didn't want to make a video until I figured out what exactly was wrong. And so after 5 months of doctors and appointments and tests, I finally figured out what's wrong. And so I just wanted to make an update video and hopefully help anybody else who has similar symptoms and maybe needs to get checked for what I have, which I was diagnosed with Exocrine Pancreatic Insufficiency. And I am now getting treated and feel much better. So I will just start with my symptoms. So for about 1.5 years after my surgery, I felt pretty good. I still had very mild symptoms, but I was able to eat whatever I wanted really within reason. I gained a lot of weight. I gained about 25 pounds of muscle from eating a lot and working out at the gym. And so I was really happy and active and healthy. And then in August of this year, so I think about 5 months ago, I was going through a lot of stressful things in life. I was also diagnosed with interstitial cystitis, which is a bladder, dysfunctional bladder syndrome, and I had to get a procedure done for that. So I was extremely stressed about that. I was stressed about things in my personal life, and I'm also in grad school and had a lot of stuff going on with that. And then in the middle of all that, one day I woke up and I just had terrible nausea and terrible pain in my upper right abdomen, way worse than anything I ever had before my gallbladder was removed. And so every day after that, I would get terrible pain in my right side and my left side anytime I ate things high in fat. So I basically had to cut out all fat, all dairy. I would also get terrible pain anytime I stood up for too long. And also I had a pressure like someone was sitting on my chest at all times when I was standing up. So I essentially could only stand for a few minutes at a time for a really long time, and couldn't work nearly as much. It was really bad. So and the pain eventually moved to only my left side, which was really strange. So I had to cut all my physical activity. I was laying in bed most of the time, and I would get nausea randomly. I went from doctor to doctor. They did tests, doing scans, looking at all my organs, and everything would always come back normal. All my blood tests would come back normal. One doctor just said he didn't know what was wrong and told me to go get pain medicine from my primary care practitioner to deal with it. So I went to another doctor, and then the second doctor just said that I had too much anxiety and wanted to give me a medicine to treat anxiety and irritable bowel syndrome, which I knew I didn't have that. It was really frustrating because I was just my symptoms were really being downplayed, and I wasn't really getting taken seriously. And so after lots and lots of research, going on Facebook groups for all these different disorders, trying to figure out what was wrong, I finally found somebody who recommended a doctor a couple hours away from me that has really good training and has diagnosed a lot of people with rare stuff. And so I went to him about a month ago, and immediately he knew that I had exocrine pancreatic insufficiency from my symptoms, from my pain on my left side after eating fatty foods. From my weight loss, I lost about 20 pounds within weeks. It was really hard on me. I'm still very underweight now. And just the symptoms of getting pain whenever I'm, sitting up for too long. He said the pain and the uncomfortable pressure was from gas that is moving, I guess, in my intestines. And I would also get referred pain into my back as well. And that's part of it. So he started me on pancreatic enzymes. I take this prescription enzyme called ZenPep. It has 3 different pancreatic enzymes in it. Yeah. And So I felt a little better after about a month, but I wasn't taking the right dose. I was only taking 1 pill per meal, which I should have been taking 2. So I went back to the doctor and he changed my dose to 2. And I also take 1 pill right before I eat and then 1 10 minutes into eating. And it's like I'm a whole new person now. Like, it's absolutely crazy. I literally have been able to eat whatever I want. I ate cheesecake the other day. I haven't been able to eat cheese or peanut butter or dairy or anything with any fat in it for 5 months, and now all of a sudden I can eat all this stuff and not have to worry about being in pain all the time. It's just really nice. Yeah, so it's been about 2 weeks since I've been able to eat kind of normally. I did notice, though, last week that my hair has been falling out. I think that is a common symptom of exocrine pancreatic insufficiency because it's really hard to absorb vitamins when you have this. I wasn't taking a multivitamin, which I should have been. What else? Oh, I lost a ton of weight and I really didn't eat a lot in the past 5 months. So I think that's part of it. And my hair is super thin now. I don't think you can really tell, but I have like thinning patches on the bottom half of my scalp, which you can't see here, but it's gotten really thin underneath and there's constantly clumps of hair coming out when I'm in the shower. So that has been a little frustrating to deal with, but I'm on multivitamins now. I'm able to eat more and I'm hoping that my hair will grow back. So we'll see. So the doctor, he explained that I could have gotten this because of my gallbladder removal. So your gallbladder stores concentrated bile that it, puts out into your intestines. And bile is actually antibacterial. It can kind of help control the bacteria growing in the intestines. So since he explained that since you have less concentrated bile going into your intestines, you can have an overgrowth of bacteria called small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, or SIBO, which he believes I have that possibly as well. And he said that the bacteria overgrowing in the intestines can actually degrade or eat up your pancreas enzymes, which could cause EPI. And so I'm not a doctor. I don't want to diagnose anybody or tell people what to do, but that's just what my doctor told me. And he was really experienced with this, and he says he's treated many patients for it. So it is very possible that my gallbladder surgery actually could have caused this. Do I regret getting surgery? I don't think so. Before surgery, I was tested for exocrine pancreatic insufficiency then, and the test came back normal. Maybe if a doctor had just gone ahead and put me on enzymes and just seen how it went, that would have been nice, but I don't think any doctor I was going to go to then would have done that, and I wouldn't have known what to look for at the time because I hadn't done any research. And I did feel a lot better after my surgery, so it might just be a secondary or separate thing that happened later that was always going to happen. We don't know. But I just wanted to let you all know about this because so many people comment on my videos saying that my videos really help them and they feel better about their surgery. And they're glad that I'm feeling good, but I want you to know this did happen. This doesn't mean that it's going to happen to everybody who gets their gallbladders removed. Of course, if you have gallstones, there's really no getting rid of those at that point. At that point, you have to get your gallbladder removed. Obviously, for me personally, I didn't have gallstones, so I do recommend to people who are diagnosed with gallbladder issues that don't have any gallstones, it might be good to, if you can't afford it, go get tested for other things such as exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, for small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, or other GI things that could be involved before, removing your gallbladder, but obviously listen to your doctor. But yeah, that is just what I would say. I maybe would have wished to get a little more testing done before I had mine out, but I'm happy where I am now, and just hoping that, I will stay this way, and as long as I take these enzymes, I will be okay. But I appreciate all your comments that you've left on my videos, and I apologize. I know there are a lot that I haven't replied to, and so I will try to get to that. And I think that's all. Also, maybe some more advice for people who are having GI symptoms that they don't maybe understand. I joined a lot of Facebook groups for people with gallbladder issues, for people with exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, and other disorders I thought I might have. And it was so helpful because I was able to find doctors who knew about certain disorders, who were really good, and I was able to find a doctor that ended up diagnosing me that way. So I would say Facebook groups or any forums are a great way to try to help figure out the right direction to go into as far as medical advice goes. Obviously, don't take medical advice from random strangers on the internet, but just finding resources to get to good doctors for you. Yeah, and also, as I said before, this is not me giving medical advice. I'm by no means a doctor, but I just wanted to tell my story and give an update for people that might be a little helpful for anyone out there that's having the same issues as me. That's all. Take care.